Tim Brown on the return. And Brown wrestled down at the 30-yard line. 23-yard return. The Lions going on offense when we come back. Just to finish the story on the seating in the one end zone here for the next 4 years until they get the new building. And then these seats will be donated to other facilities around the province as the team gives back.
Amateur sport, yep, will benefit from that.
And they will be able to still expand this stadium even more for one more Grey Cup at Mosaic. Cue the fans here because the Lions are going to work on offense. First down at the 31. They swing it out to Andrew Harris with speed and a crease. And a first down up over the 45-yard line. Arlen Bruce helping spring Andrew Harris with a block.
Yeah, nice block downfield. Arlen Bruce has been known to do that throughout his career, just to get downfield. It's what you do when you don't have the ball that makes you a great player. And look at the nice block right in front of Andrew Harris. That gives him the corner, allows him to bounce outside. Down the field, Geroy Simon also blocked. Two veteran all-star receivers getting their hands dirty.
Adam Bovolis back in at tight end. First and 10 BC. Fake to Harris, and now out of the backfield. It's knocked down. Odell Willis. So Hawkins has a knockdown, and now the other defensive end gets his mid on a ball.
Over the first 2 weeks of the season, Travis Lulay ran the ball 15 times. 5.4-yard average for 81 yards. He's run it just once, and with this defense playing pretty well, and the fact that he's lost two starting receivers now. Sean Gore didn't start this game. Kier Johnson is out. The key may be for Lulay to start running, break down the defense with his legs a little bit.
Second and 10, here comes a blitz. Lulay steps up, and he's got a first down. Travis Lulay on cue with a first down run.
That's a big part of his game, and Lulay and Darian Durant both like to, at key moments, take off and run, and it can be demoralizing for a defense. They've got every receiver covered, got a nice pass rush, and he steps up and breaks one tackle. Nice cut back there to pick up first down yardage.
Good block by Hameister Reese, the left guard. Playing in pain. 15-yard run, first down into Rider territory. Harris inside. And some extra yards with second effort.
A run for both of these quarterbacks, though, and as we showed you, they only had one coming in to that last play where Lulay got 15 yards, but it also makes the defense aware. So on that last run there to Andrew Harris, watch Lulay continue on with the fake here. So he's going to give the ball to Harris, but he continues outside with the fake with the blocker in front of him. Now the defense, because he's had success running, have to be aware of that.
Second and about 4.5. Out in the flat, pass is complete. Simon a first down.
When you lose
that time against Whitney Tureen.
Sorry, Chris. When you lose a couple of receivers, Kier Johnson's out. Sean Gore didn't start. You really lean on your veterans. Those guys have to make those key catches. And Geroy Simon's done that this afternoon. That corner route in the first half to set up field goal range to tie the game was a big one, and so was that. Keep the sticks moving.
6 catches, 75 for Geroy Simon. First down, and here's Tim Brown scampering off the right side. And the tackle on the play by the middle linebacker, Shomari Williams.
I wonder about Javon Olafoyoye there. He got up a little slow on that sideline, just barely making his way back into the huddle. Tim Brown rolled up on the back of his legs. Can ill afford to lose him at right tackle.
Haven't seen as much of the run this week, but we saw it at a critical time last week when the Lions took control against Hamilton, and we've seen it on this drive. more of the balance that was advertised in the first 2 weeks. 2nd and 6, final play of the third quarter. And looking again for Simon, just missed. Looked like he had a step working against Eddie Russ. And Terrell Mays into 3 quarters at Mosaic. Rough Riders by 3 after 3. The stats through 3 quarters indicate the Lions a statistical edge.
Yeah, a little bit in the net yards, and you can see just a small advantage in the time of possession, which is always key. But, you know, I think we're seeing 2 well-coached teams play a pretty good chess match here. Not a lot of explosive plays other than maybe Kier Johnson early on in the game, but a really well-played game.
Everybody knew the Lions would be tough this year, defending champs. I think there were a lot of questions. How good would the revamped Riders be? It looks like the reality check today is pretty positive for them.
Yeah, no matter what the result here, I think it's safe to say that the Saskatchewan Roughriders are, you know, a team that will compete for the title in the West. They're wondering if, when facing this opponent, the BC Lions, if this would be sort of the reality check for the Riders, but they've gone toe-to-toe with the defending champs.
McCallum missed his last attempt from just inside 45. This is from 40 to tie this game. Opening play, fourth quarter. And he's missed that one. Well, that's not the Paul McCallum of 2011. No. And they're bringing it out. I wasn't sure that was a good idea. Tristan Jackson thinks otherwise. Down the sidelines, cuts back. No flags. It's a touchdown. They've been waiting 5 years for a return touchdown in Saskatchewan. Tristan Jackson just supplied it.
Plays like this, Tristan Jackson needs 1 block to get him started. And he gets one from Brent Hawkins, very close to a clip there, but got him from the side. That's the key block to spring Tristan Jackson. And a tremendous coaching decision by Corey Chamberlain to take him out of the defensive secondary. They've got some young guys they like there. He said, I want just a pure returner. Tristan Jackson has done that in career. He can get it done. That's a good coaching decision.
That's what he do. Another Saturday missed field goal run last week. It was Larry Taylor for 125 yards. We'll get the official tail of the tape. 29-yarder against BC in 2007.
Well, he still has some speed. He got about midfield. There was a couple of BC Lion tacklers who had angles on him, and he outran those angles.
5th kick return touchdown of the season in the Canadian Football League, and here we are in week 3. Last year, only 8. Let's go back to the sidelines. Lee Jones.
Now, thanks a lot, Chris. You know, the players were quite aware of the long drought the Saskatchewan Roughriders had of getting a return for a touchdown. In fact, Tristan Jackson in week 1 told Sonoris Moss, who was the then returner, that he had the ability to do with the guys up front to finally break this drought. Well, once Sonoris Moss got hurt, Tristan Jackson became the returner. I talked to him this week, and he said, you know what, with being fresh because I don't have to play defensive back, I think I might be able to break this drought in the next couple of weeks. Lo and behold, he was able to do it today, guys.
A little disappointed he wasn't on the corner today, but Corey Chamberlain said, you're the starting returner, and wanted him to concentrate on that, paying dividends. And now, Harris Jackson a catch across midfield and brought down at the Rough Rider 50 as the Lions try to respond here very early in the fourth quarter.
Well, this is the team that won the championship last year, has won 14 of their last 15 ball games. They're not going to get rattled by a big return. Travis Lulay calmed that huddle down, stepped into the pocket, and found Paris Jackson down the sideline open. Nice throw and catch. Young coaches facing a little adversity.
31-yard pickup. Biggest lead of the game for the Rough Riders. It's 10. 2 minutes into the fourth quarter. Simon and Bruce in motion. Lule steps up, and now a little toss. Up the line.
Is that a lateral?
Well, they're calling that incomplete.
Yep.
From our vantage point, it looked like a lateral. And they better finish the play.
Well, he did pick it up.
Yeah.
Second down in passing situations.
Very close to a live football.
Lule's going to step up into the pocket, basically just about a yard behind the line. That looked behind to me.
Ruled an incompletion, 2nd and 10. And the drop. And Harris dragged down, short gain. Tackle made by Odell Willis. You know, they were saying that the Lions might run at him today, but he's got such good speed that he'll run running backs down from behind, and he did on that play.
And the former BC Lion coach and safety Baron Miles patrolling the sideline. I wanted to show him because it was partially his decision to move Tristan Jackson to the return game. And go with his young corners back there, working the secondary for the Saskatchewan Roughriders now.
Now Jackson back again, looking for another return. McCallum wants the pin, and this one is a perfect punt. What a beauty. This is going to be marked out around the 1 or 2 yard line. Well, there's a great job by McCallum.
Shop at
Saskatchewan Roughriders a 10-point lead, trying to stay unbeaten. And the reason they're in that position is how good they've been in the second half so far early this season.
Well, they outscore their opponents, and maybe most importantly, they don't turn the football over and give their opponents a short field.
But they've got a long one right now.
You're right.
Starting at the 2 after that brilliant 47-yard punt. Pitch to drop bag, and he'll get down the sidelines across the 10-yard line, about the 10. Then we wanted to send out our special thoughts and prayers to Greg Mons, former head coach of the BC Lions, a veteran CFLer who's been involved with Toronto, Hamilton, Memphis, who is in palliative care in Independence, Missouri, and the veteran people across the league wanting to send their prayers and best wishes to Greg Mons. Second and 2. Corey Sheets spins for the first down and more. And the ball off loose, and BC thinks they've got it. Wait for an official signal. And now tempers bubbling over. Not in a Eskimo bomber line brawl. And our guys believe it was ripped out after Sheets was down.
Whoa.
But Glenn Johnson says it's a first down for BC. So will we get a challenge?
The initial thought was, when I saw it live, that it looked like Corey Sheets was down, but
there's the challenge flag. All the offense don't even want to leave the field for